So in this video, I'll be talking about the first read through of Aladdin. So September the 11th, talking about in this video, I'll be talking about how the first read through went, how I found it, the positives, the negatives, obviously how I can relate that to children's theatre. Okay, so obviously I've got my notes on here. So the read through, personally for me, it went really well. I'll start talking about the positives. So I've already explored the character of Aladdin. We did hot seat in before we did the read through, so therefore I can have an idea of my character, so that went very well. Also I found out there's a lot of connections in the read through, so between Wishy and Aladdin, and there's also a connection between Aladdin and Abanazar, even though obviously it's not a connection that the audience will see. We need to have that connection on stage when we're going into the cave, when I trust him as my uncle. There's another connection between me and the spirit ring, so I'm getting all these connections that I can relate to, and how Aladdin would react between these two different characters. Also, I found out about how the panto works, and obviously we knew there's obviously a start, a good, and then a good ending. Now I've worked out in the read through that there's a bit of controversy in the middle where Aladdin goes into the cave and he stays in there, so it gets the audience thinking. So therefore I have to, as Aladdin, I have to portray that on stage and show that fear and show that emotion, and how I'm going to show that to the audience. Yeah, so another read through, obviously me and Austin, we kept changing it, but the scenes I did in the read through went really well. It went really good, and we both discussed it as a two, how we can develop Aladdin. Obviously, like I just said, hot seat, and we could do the questions for each other. Okay, I've also written down here about, sorry, I'll just get it up. So what did I know? What can I just take just from reading the movie? What can I take of Aladdin? So he's very confident when he's around family. When he's around Wishy, he's confident. When he's around Widow Twanky, he's confident. He also, with the princess, he's obviously very nervous, very shy when he meets the princess. But as the story develops, his confidence with the princess gets better. Therefore, the character of him and the emotions of him come out more. I've also writ down here, between him and Wishy, I think Wishy relies on Aladdin as much. Even though they're brothers, Aladdin is the more confident one, the more reliable one, the one that will look after himself. So Wishy sort of relies on Aladdin, so Aladdin's got to show that, what's the word, like braveness towards Wishy. Yeah, a lot of good stuff from the first read through. It went really well. Like, as a class, you all worked well. Again, relating back to children's theatre, you've got to keep getting that positive emotion to keep the children engaged, to keep the audience engaged throughout the whole thing. So yeah, first read through went well.